4, 3, 2, 1.
Dolls and donuts, dolls and donuts. We are two dolls, we like animals. As a bonus, we eat donuts.
Hello, and welcome to the Dolls and Donuts podcast, episode 1. Today we're going to chat about what's going on in the animal rights community, what vegan goodies are cooking in Robin's kitchen, and our vegan stories. So this is episode 1. Robin, how do you feel about it?
I'm excited and nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. It's weird. This is really weird. But
I went to this thing on Monday night. Do you know Collared Cowgirl?
just because you've mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
Her.
So she was doing a talk at, so Sanctuary Bistro does this thing every Monday night, I guess, that's like community chat. And she was like invited to be the speaker on Monday. And it was so cute because she was nervous and she went up there and she was like, I'm nervous, but I'm sure none of you would want to trade places with me and stand up here. Because I think it's like kind of like a general thing. No one wants to talk in front of a group of people.
Yeah, but we're just talking in front of each other.
Yeah. So we shouldn't be nervous. Ashley, you make me really nervous. I don't know if I ever told you that, but...
Oh, well, it's a gift. What can I say? Okay, so obviously this will evolve if we decide to do more of them and get better, hopefully.
But this is our pilot.
Yeah, this is the pilot episode, so maybe you'll find it on YouTube, like the unaired Buffy pilot on YouTube that has different actors and stuff like that. This will be something that people try to find on YouTube in 20 years. That's the goal,
Or
anyway.
not. Yeah, that's our goal.
That's the goal. Okay.
If our YouTube account doesn't get canceled for breaking the rules.
Yes.
I had a bad experience yesterday. Vimeo canceled my account and just all the videos are deleted. Everything is gone.
What did you do?
Apparently,
Allegedly.
So you know how when you are signing up for something and it gives you like a terms and conditions?
And you just say agree?
And you just click agree?
Yes.
There's apparently information in there that you're supposed to read.
Oh, yeah.
Weird,
The fine print.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there might have been some verbiage about not posting a video that sells something.
Oh,
And
advertising?
I think I did that. And so
What were you
instead
trying
of
to
giving
sell?
me a nice warning, like a nice company would do, and I would envision Vimeo to be a nice company because they have all the cute trees and animals and on their website, and it's so nice and friendly. No, they're not friendly. They just deleted the account completely and emailed me and said, we had to delete your account. And now I can't get any of my videos back. They're all gone forever.
What were you trying to sell?
I mean, I don't even know what videos were on there. I can't remember. That's what I was trying to log in to find out. I was like, what did I do wrong? But I can't even tell because it's gone.
Yeah, that's not very nice.
So if that doesn't happen to us on YouTube seems nicer.
Yeah,
Even
they
though
let
they're-
anything. They don't. I feel like they just let anything fly. You put it on here, and unless you're like doing something really bad, like murdering someone, then they'll take it down. They'll say, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is a little too much."
Or like porn, I guess. They take that down. I
Yeah,
think.
or murdering someone in a porn. That also, I think, would be frowned
Which
upon.
is probably like some fetish somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, you name it. Anything weird you can probably think of, somebody. There's some group of people somewhere that are into it. Anyway, wow, what are we talking about now? Anyway, yes, so hopefully this isn't turned into somebody, one of us doesn't murder each other on here, and it gets taken off YouTube.
Yeah. So as long as we shy away from murder and porn or murder/porn, then we're okay.
Radio porn.
Yeah.
Like the old
Like the old-
40s stories.
Oh my gosh, where is
Everyone
that a thing?
Gather. I doubt it.
We
But
should
unless
look
it
into
turns
that.
into that, then I think we're all
I
right.
really want to know now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's time for our first segment called Ask Ashley. So this is where I ask Ashley, and maybe in the future we will let other people ask Ashley, what is going on with animals lately?
And for those of you that are millennials, I guess Ask Ashley is an homage to the All That sketch, Ask Ashley with Amanda Bynes. So that is where that came from. You are not incorrect. That it is from All That. Okay, so I have 2 stories to talk about today. And today they're both positive. Sometimes they won't. I'm going to always try to end on a high note because it's, depressing enough when you're plugged into the animal rights community. But today I'm going to talk about 2 positive stories. So the first one, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, you know about the whole SeaWorld scandal. It's been happening since 2013 when Blackfish premiered and SeaWorld was outed for their treatment of their orcas and their breeding practices and all of that stuff. Their negligence to their trainers. So since 2013, SeaWorld has had a huge image issue, and steadily their profits and their stock has been plummeting. So the Guardian's reporting that SeaWorld's profits have plunged 84%. So because SeaWorld is, I'm not sure when they became publicly traded, but since they're a publicly traded company, they have to report to their shareholders and to the public how much they're making, attendance, all that stuff, because they are responsible to their shareholders. So they can't hide any of this. If they weren't publicly traded, they could hide a lot of this and say, maybe we don't have high attendance because of this or that. They still kind of do try to make excuses, but they still have to show the numbers to the public. Mm-hmm. So it's harder for them to hide things now. So, 84% collapse in profits. And it says, despite cutting ticket prices and spending $10 million on a marketing blitz, which features its veterinarians caring for whales. I think it's like SeaWorld Cares. They came out with all these ads with trainers and veterinarians that work at SeaWorld talking about how they love their job, and they wouldn't be doing their job if, SeaWorld was requiring them to do things that were unethical, blah, 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 whatever. They're trying to keep their jobs. So that obviously didn't work because now they're 84% less than they were before Blackfish came out in 2013. So it says here that their shares, which were worth $39 in 2013, so I'm assuming this is pre-Blackfish, were changing hands for just under $18 on Thursday. So they are losing money.
But that's not
hand
84%. I mean, I'm not very good at math.
For their stock. Their stock has dropped that much. Their profits...
the profits.
Their profits have plunged 84%. So they're losing attendance insanely.
How many SeaWorlds are there?
There is SeaWorld San Diego, SeaWorld Orlando, which I passed going to work every day for a year. There used to be a SeaWorld Sandusky, which I grew up going to, unfortunately. But that closed. It wasn't open for a long, long time. And I think there's one in Texas, is there not?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
So
I think there is one in Texas.
When they report their profits, it's kind of like an average of all of them, right?
Yeah, as a company.
Okay.
Yeah, it's...
And do they have other things besides the parks?
Well, they're owned by, I believe it's Blackstone Entertainment, and I don't know what else Blackstone. I think it's Blackstone. They bought them a couple years ago, I think.
But the profits are for the SeaWorld portion.
Yeah, they're talking about SeaWorld. Okay. The parent company, I don't know what else they own, but this is only for SeaWorld, the SeaWorld parks. And one of the relationships that was outed in Blackfish was SeaWorld's close tie to Loro Parque, which is a aquatic park similar to SeaWorld, but not the same scale, in Spain. That they had their whales there, SeaWorld trainers there, training Loro Parque's trainers, and then one of their trainers was killed. So he's another kind of body count with SeaWorld's whales and the marine entertainment industry in general. So they're tied to other things too, but this is specifically talking about the SeaWorld parks profits. So that's good news. And, a lot of people want them, close the doors and everything. And while I see that point, I don't think it has to close its doors because, everyone's like, well, you're putting all these people out of work, right? In Orlando, like, if you work at Universal, SeaWorld, Disney World, that is, like, a lot of the workforce in the Orlando area since I lived there for 7 years. That's a lot of people to put out. Well, SeaWorld employs quite a bit of people. And I think their stubbornness is the problem because they refuse to evolve past live animal shows. They have, how, like, they're building roller coasters there like crazy. Like,
at SeaWorld?
Yeah, they have roller coasters there. Last time I was there when I was 20, so like almost 10 years ago, for a friend's birthday. They had roller coasters then. They're continued. I haven't been back since, but since then I know they've built other roller coasters. There's so much more they can do that's, even if they want to say they're educational, they actually want to be educational, they can still do that. Mm-hmm. They can have the fun stuff with the roller coasters that are all like, it's like the Manta, and there's all kinds of different like ocean themed roller coasters. Mm-hmm. And they can do all kinds of stuff. Like there's been articles and kind of proposals put out there about what they could do to keep their doors open, keep their people employed, and remove the live animals from the shows.
Yeah.
So their stubbornness, if it does go under, I blame them. Their stubbornness, they are putting their own people out of work if they refuse to evolve.
Is the one that closed, did that happen after 2013?
In Northeast Ohio? Yeah, that closed when I was still like a kid. I think it just didn't do well.
So it was before.
Yeah, it just didn't do well.
Controversy, okay.
Oh, yeah, way before then. But that's the SeaWorld that I grew up going to because it was so close to where I grew up. So
okay, so they're definitely not planning on closing.
They will go down fighting, and they will take all their employees with them. That's what I think will happen, unfortunately, because I don't want people to lose their jobs. I just want I want this company to take the ethical path and keep their people employed and still be an ethical company. Mm-hmm. And they're just refusing to do it because then they'd have to admit some wrongdoing. If they changed anything, if it's not business as usual, then they are putting a perception that they did something wrong.
People can't just admit that they're wrong and apologize and just move on.
Yeah, even in this article, they talk about we need to work on... it says, we realize we have much work ahead of us to recover more of our attendance base, increase revenue, and improve our performance as returning to historic performance levels. What is that? That says nothing about... That's money. Yep. Has nothing to do with the safety of their trainers, the safety of the people that attend the parks, the guests, the safety of the animals, the trust that you're supposed to have with your guests. None of that. None of that is mentioned. It's all about we realize we have to get more money and we have to get more people through the turnstiles because it's just cash. That's all their statement was about. That's what they care about. And that's why they're in this situation to begin with. So good news, bad news for SeaWorld, good news for orcas. So that's that. So the second story we're going to talk about is the Idaho Ag law that was passed not too long ago, I don't think. I was trying to spread the word about it. Hopefully it wouldn't get passed, and unfortunately it did get passed.
Is it a national law?
It's just for Idaho.
Oh, okay.
It's for Idaho. So, and it's an ag bill. So what that means is organizations like Mercy for Animals or Compassion Over Killing, they're well known for doing undercover investigations. Their undercover investigators will go and get hired at a cattle farm, wherever. Like suppliers for Tyson, McDonald's, which also just came out really recently, that one of the chicken suppliers for Tyson and McDonald's was outed. And I think they've both been dropped now from Tyson and McDonald's because they were punching chickens. Like, I don't understand what these people think. Almost every time that Mercy for Animals or Compassion Over Killing gets an undercover investigator into these facilities, they come out with footage like this. And people are like, oh, yeah, that's bad. But that's not what always happens, right? That's a bad apple.
Every time we do a test.
That's a bad apple, right? Those people are bad. Those people deserve to go to jail and be fired, and the company needs to reevaluate their policies and blah, 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 blah. But every freaking week, they're releasing an investigation, the results of an investigation. It's like every week they come out with one.
Right.
And they're,
So it's the norm.
Yeah, it is the norm. It's the industry standard, and that's what people don't understand.
And what kind of person would take that job? I can't imagine they have all their marbles in place.
Yeah, and they said, I think I read somewhere, don't quote me, but that the annual turnover rate of a slaughterhouse is 100%. So most people can't make it there over a year. You can't.
I bet.
You can't slit the throats of animals literally on faster and faster and faster all day long and then go home and look your kids in the face. All right. Not when you've been wading around in blood all day. No human can do that. Mm-mm. Even if you don't really care about animals, you're still a human being and it gets to you after a while. Those investigations are so important to the section of animal rights that are kind of dedicated to farm animals, right? Because we have the cat and dog people who probably eat meat, but they love cats and dogs, and they do their part for cats and dogs, which is great. Single issue causes, some animal rights activists have an issue with them, and that means when one person focuses on, like, just SeaWorld. They don't care about the dolphins in Taiji. They don't care about the pigs. They just care about the orcas at SeaWorld, and that's all. And, some people have an issue with people being just focused on that one issue. I don't.
At least you care about something.
Exactly. That's how I look at it.
There's so many people who just walk around in a daze and just don't care.
Kind of like all these multiple facets of the animal rights community. You have the cat and dog people. You have, like, the SeaWorld people. You have, the people that are trying to save the rainforest and the animals that live in the rainforest. So you have all these single issue causes. And one of those that is kind of the most hidden away is farmed animals, right? Because it's a huge industry. The government, the companies, there's so much money in it. It's well hidden. So that's why these investigations are so important, because this is done behind closed doors, and a lot of these horrible things that happen are industry standard. So that's why this law came in. This kind of law has come into existence.
So for those of us at Clueless Corner who don't know what this law is, can you, like, start back from the beginning and just tell me what it is?
So an ag-gag law is usually, even though it's trying to go into all kinds of states, but usually a state that is most likely to want to have this law in place is one that has a lot of animal agriculture. So one that maybe has a lot of cattle or anything like that. If they have a factory farm or some kind of animal breeding facility for food, they're going to want to have a law like this in place. So what it is, it basically criminalizes the act of recording audio or video at a animal agriculture facility without permission of the owner. Okay, so it makes the work of Compassion Over Killing and Mercy of Animals and other organizations that do this illegal.
Oh my God, that sucks.
And it also means if I go into a slaughterhouse and say, I want a job, and you're not saying that you're there for an undercover investigation, you can be arrested and put in jail because you are falsifying, I guess, your reason for being there. So, it just puts the Iron Curtain up where, this is all being hidden again.
So is this a law anywhere right now?
It is a law, yeah. So
it's a law everywhere?
Not
or
everywhere.
Just in some
There's
states?
some states. I'll tell you what states have laws like this. So Idaho was recently one that did it. And so it's basically like, in a way, you go into a daycare. And you've heard things, this daycare may be mistreating their children or something like that. You go in there and you have you're recording audio, or you have, like, a hidden camera, and you record these childcare workers beating kids or something. You go to the police and you say, look at this illegal activity, do something about this, and then they handcuff you and throw you in jail. That's the same principle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're reporting illegal activity, and then you're being arrested for it. So that's kind of like, put it in perspective when you're trying to be
How could anyone pass this and not see that that's insane?
Because the meat and dairy industry, egg, poultry, whatever, has a lot of money in the government. And that's how these things get passed. So the story actually is that a judge has struck down the Idaho ag-gag bill for saying it's unconstitutional. It violates the First Amendment, which is free speech. So
it totally does. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So it's unconstitutional, therefore it is not, Idaho does no ag-gag bill anymore. But it says laws in Montana, Utah, North Dakota, Missouri, Kansas, and Iowa have also made it illegal for activists to smuggle cameras into industrial animal operations. And it says that a North Carolina law goes into effect in January 2016. So there's a lot of these being passed, unfortunately. But this is so important because it sets the precedent that they are and should be ruled unconstitutional. And the judge had an interesting quote. Let's see.
I love this judge. He's my new hero. His
last name's like Windmill. I was like, yeah, Windmill. Yeah, and of course, they're saying it protects their workers. the companies and the industry are saying that these laws protect their workers
From
and their,
what?
and their practices. I don't know. Like, I think
From
an
the
animal
truth?
activist is going to come in there and beat them up. I don't know.
It's never happened.
It's all fake, of course. You know, they're trying to hide the practices that they don't want out in the public.
It just doesn't make sense to me, because when you're in a court, isn't like evidence kind of the main thing that the judge bases the decision on?
Yeah, exactly.
And if they don't have that,
yeah, this is stopping,
it's so
stopping that. And of course, Mercy for Animals and Compassion Over Killing come right out and say, this is obviously the industry trying to stop us from gathering evidence of animal cruelty.
Yeah.
Obviously. There's nothing else to it. And Judge B. Lynn Windmill, he says, although the state may not agree with the message certain groups seek to convey about Idaho's agricultural protection facilities, such as releasing secretly recorded videos of animal abuse to the internet and calling for boycotts, it cannot deny such groups equal protection of the law in their exercise of their right to free speech. So he's basically saying, you may not agree with it, but they have the right. Mm-hmm. And that's as much as you can get from the government at this point. They're not even saying it's wrong and they should report it. They're saying, well, you know what, we can't stop them. Mm-hmm. So, and of course the Dairymen's Association will be asking for an appeal, which,
of course.
Yeah.
And then, so the chances of them getting the same judge in an appeal, what are those, I wonder?
I don't know, but this punches a big hole in these laws, showing that a judge has said that it's unconstitutional. So hopefully the other ones will start following. And then when the next ones come up for voting or whatever, they will be, hopefully they don't make it pass. They aren't passed, because this has kind of like put that in people's minds that it's free speech. And you should be allowed to report illegal activity without repercussions for your actions, It's not like you're going in there and you're killing people and then you're recording these animals over here that are in pain or whatever. They're going in there peacefully, they're just collecting evidence, and they give it to the authorities. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be thrown in jail for that.
No.
And that's the end of the story. So, yay, Idaho.
Yay, Idaho.
Yay, Idaho people that wanted this to not pass, and then screw you, the ones that did. You lose. Yeah, so 2 good stories today. Okay, so we've talked about the animal rights community and what's happening there, so let's talk about some yummy vegan food. What have you been cooking up, Robin?
So dinner at the Dollhouse lately has not been very much dinner, because I've not been cooking very much. But I went to a really good potluck that Rosie and a bunch of other girls coordinate once a year in Oakland. And the potluck had, I think, 70-something attendees, which is probably the biggest potluck I've ever been to.
That is big. That's a lot of food.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed that one. Next year.
Yeah, it was really hot. I think I'm going to try to encourage them to have it at a shaded location.
But I saw pictures and it looked good.
Did you see them?
Yes.
So did you see the pictures of the things I made?
The little piggy?
I did make a piggy.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah.
So the piggy was a watermelon that I carved into a piggy, sort of. And then I hollowed him out and filled him with sangria. Or her. I'm not sure if it was a girl or a boy.
You didn't check first?
I didn't put privates or any features on that might have, like, given a hint.
Given it a sexual identity?
Yeah. I didn't,
okay.
like, put any bows or
that would have been cute.
Like a tutu
that would have been the next level.
Oh.
A bow on the little ear.
Maybe I'll have to
cute.
Take that into consideration.
For next time. You have to be a couple next time. A guy and a girl. You put a top hat and a bow tie on the boy.
Do these things also have to be made out of watermelon, or can they not be? Because I definitely made the pig's eyes out of chocolate chips and not pieces of watermelon.
So you cheated, basically, is what you're saying.
I don't know if
there was
cheated is the word we want to use.
Watermelon rule.
I mean, cheated just makes it sound really bad.
It was cute, regardless. It was a cute little watermelon piggy, and no real piggies were harmed in the making of the watermelon piggy, so that's good.
I was told that it was the hit of the potluck, and that I should get the crown for cute vegan food or something.
Well, we know how much you care about cute vegan food. Don't bring any food around Robin unless it's cute vegan food. If it's vegan, still, if it's not cute, she'll throw it out the window. So if it's not, it doesn't reach the certain level on the keto meter, you just turn around and leave.
There were other cute items. I was surprised. There was these, I don't know actually what they were, but it was kind of like a coconut pancake burrito, a baby one. like smaller than a spring roll. They were really, really good.
Little burrito?
And they were colored.
What do you
different
mean?
colors. I don't know, I
Like
guess.
the tortilla was a different color?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
So she must have used like veggies or fruit or something to make them colored.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
It did seem like a lot of work.
I don't know.
And what's crazy is she made them again later in the week because somebody didn't get to try them because there were 70 people. So unless you brought 70 servings of your dish.
There was limited.
Yes.
Limited edition. Everything was limited edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So I also brought a limited edition item, which was my breakfast baskets, which are really cute and you can hold them and eat them. And I probably only brought like 36 or something, so half the amount of people that were there.
So they were like literally little tiny baskets with
so
something
some
in
of
them?
them were tiny because I made them in mini muffin pans, and some of them were bigger because I made them in a big muffin pan. Or not big.
Big muffin pan.
Like a normal sized. And then I use phyllo dough to make the wrappers. And then I fill it with tofu scramble.
Okay.
And some of them I filled with hash browns and tofu scramble.
Hash browns and tofu scramble. Yum.
On a podcast, they probably can't see your expression.
No, they can hear the heavy breathing. The
panting, the drooling.
Yeah, they can hear that. Yeah. That's my physical reaction to you describing that little basket.
So I did get a couple of compliments on the breakfast baskets, but mostly people just wanted to talk about the pig.
Yeah,
The pig
stole
was
the
the
show.
hit. Yeah.
Stole the show.
I
Well,
know, it's typical.
pigs are cute. What are you gonna do?
They're
They're
really
real
cute.
pigs, watermelon pigs, pigs made out of other stuff. Like just can't compete with them. I guess.
Mm-hmm. This is true. And then I made some tater tots for my first time. But I kind of made a healthier version. So instead of I think when you get tater tots at a restaurant, they deep fry them, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, I pre-boiled the potatoes and grated them and put them into the molds, and I covered them in oil and baked them. Mm. So I felt like they were healthier, probably less oil, but they were still delicious.
Yeah, I feel like they probably just throw them in a fryer.
I think
when
so,
you
too.
go anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cute.
And so I made mine bear-shaped.
That's right.
They're teddy tots, I called them.
Teddy tots. That's right. I did see a picture of those. Those were so cute.
And then last night I went to the SM Vegan pop-up at Double Standard in Oakland, and Rosie was telling me that she and Brandy saw that somebody on the internet made tater tots with cheese in the middle, not vegan. And so she was like, can you veganize it? And so now I have my new challenge. Now that I've made a tater tot successfully,
For some
I'm
people,
going to put some chow in the center, I think.
Yeah, I could see some people being into the cheesy tater tot. I'm not a cheesy tater tot person.
No.
I like them with plain or with ketchup.
Okay.
I wouldn't
what about
want
mustard?
Cheese. I haven't went there.
I don't even think I dipped
I haven't
my
went
tater
down
tots.
that avenue yet.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Are you a fan of mustard?
I love mustard on certain things. Like a
Okay.
tofurkey sandwich
Mustard?
can't get better without just tons of mustard on it.
Okay.
To me. But I don't put mustard on anything else really. I'm
Really?
not an equal opportunity mustard
Do you
lover.
eat hot dogs or sausages?
Sometimes I'll put what we talking about? Mustard. Sometimes I'll put mustard on that kind of stuff, but usually it's just a tofurkey sandwich. But I don't know the hash browns.
No?
I don't think I'd be into
I don't
mustard or
even think
cheese on
I'm pretty
those.
sure I didn't even dip them at all.
I like I like it with ketchup or plain.
Okay.
I don't get too rowdy
so
with
no
the tater
cheese?
tots. I don't think I would.
Okay. So you don't want me to save you one then when I make them is what you're saying?
Well, maybe you can save me one. I'll try. I'm open to trying it, but I don't guarantee that I like it.
Okay. So I might have to tie you down and feed it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm okay with that.
Okay, good.
So that's all I've been making. I did, however, maybe possibly...
This sounds non-committal.
I just don't want to admit to being highly addicted to a controlled substance, but I am.
Ooh, okay.
Kite Hill cream cheese.
Yeah, I don't think I've had it yet.
Oh my... Okay, as soon as this is over, we're having some.
Okay.
There's not much left because I am going through an entire
Pop
container.
my Kite Hill cream chease cherry here?
Yes, I am.
All right, good.
And I'm so excited that I get to be the one to do that.
Yes. You never forget your first.
Well, I also got to pop your pot cheese cherry.
My what?
Pot cheese.
Oh, jeez. I was like, oh, what cherry was that? I must have been really sleepy. I don't remember.
It's too bad you don't
so
drink.
that is a
I could
restaurant.
blame it on
That is a
being drunk.
restaurant, by the way. It's not some kind of weird sexual position or anything.
It's a restaurant that's only in California? It's like a
I don't know of
chain.
any other ones than that. There is one in
We
the
just
city,
have them in
isn't
the
there?
Bay Area. So there's a couple in San Francisco, and then there's a couple down here.
Okay.
I don't know where the rest are, but...
Neither. I just knew that one because of you, and I ate
So
there last night.
Pachi's is very much an omni restaurant that just happens to have
AKA
one
a Muggle restaurant.
a Muggle restaurant.
Which I'm going to put it out here now so it goes out into the ether and people can spread it far and wide. My husband has come up with a name for omnivores, non-vegan folk, which is Muggles. So Muggles is from Harry Potter, which is non-magical people. So it was it's a Muggle.
Basically, it's the perfect description because they are non-magical.
Yeah, vegans are magical creatures. So yeah, it's a Muggle place with a really good vegan deep dish pizza, which I had last night, and then I had it again this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was great.
It's the deep dish is so good that you can eat one piece and be filled. It's like a really good size.
It's so good that I don't stop at one, even if
it's painful.
Even if it hurts, I just keep going because it's so good. It's so good it hurts, and I just have to wheel myself out on a stretcher. It's still worth it. And then I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh, where's the rest of that pizza? I gotta have more. Even though I was violently ill the whole night. No, I'm kidding. I've never been violently ill from their pizza.
I think it's
FYI.
probably my favorite vegan pizza in the Bay Area.
It's good. It's very good. But Plant-Based Pizza does give it a run for its money. Plant-Based Pizza is a 100% vegan pizza Italian place in San Jose, and that, of course, has a bigger variety.
Yeah, because it's all
vegan.
You can eat
So,
everything you
other
want.
than-
and they have vegan mock meat, and
They have
whereas at
everything.
Pachi's there's no mock meat.
It's
only-
limited. It's more limited, but it's good.
It's just veggies. And
It's just
vegan
great that we
cheese.
can have to say, which vegan pizza do we love the most? And everybody argues about it. To have those options
I
is a great
know.
argument.
We're lucky.
Yeah, we are lucky.
Vegans these days, they're so lucky. So anyway, yeah. So Kite Hill cream cheese, I think, is my newest favorite product that you can buy. The only thing that sucks about it is that Whole Foods, being the assholes that they are, have the contract or whatever. You know how Whole Foods does the contracts with distributors? Do you know about this?
I don't know about this.
So Whole Foods, because their market is so wide, they will, if a company wants to sell to them, they will make them make an agreement with them that they can only sell to Whole Foods and no other health food stores within a certain radius.
It sounds scarily similar to Walmart,
It's so effed
which
up.
I don't like.
It's so effed up. I hate it. Hate it.
Well, poor Whole Foods. Don't do that. I love you. Don't be mean.
I know.
Don't make me not happy.
I know.
They do some things that I'm not happy about.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
They do a lot of
don't
things
do
that people
another
aren't happy
thing.
about. I know.
You'll
We
break
don't
my
want any more
heart.
things.
Yeah.
So I was talking to the woman who was working at Republic of V last time I was there, and we were talking about the cream cheese because they sell bagels there, and that's what made me think of it. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I really want to get that in, but we can't because Whole Foods will not let us."
Yeah, and think of it from Kite Hill's point of view. They're like, holy crap, if we get into Whole Foods,
I know.
we're set.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I
too.
mean?
Yeah.
So I get it.
No one who shops at
But-
Whole Foods will even bat an eyelash about paying $6 for a thing of cream cheese, and it's delicious.
I wouldn't. I'm just one of those people, I guess.
I mean, this is cream cheese that will convert people who eat dairy.
Yeah.
It will convert you. It is so good.
And I used to love cream cheese. Cream cheese,
Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah.
or whatever.
I liked the strawberry whipped one. So it was pretty specific. I liked other ones too, but I loved the strawberry whipped.
Do you like the
The
strawberry
airy
Daya?
one.
Have you tried the
I
strawberry Daya
think
one?
I've tried Daya cream cheese. I just kind of went away from cream cheese. When I stopped eating dairy, I just was like, whatever.
And you
I
didn't really miss it.
I didn't really care. And I think I did try one brand. I got some. I was like, oh, I really want a
Strawberry
bagel.
whipped one.
I got some vegan cream cheese and I got some bagels, and it was like, meh. And I just forgot about it.
Yeah. Well,
But I need to go back and
The other
explore some
Daya
more.
cream cheeses weren't great. I mean, it wasn't enough that a person who eats dairy cream cheese would give up for Daya.
Yeah.
But this one is.
Okay.
But when
Okay,
you
good.
said the strawberry whipped, Daya definitely had a strawberry whipped one.
Okay, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was that. I think it was just a plain, regular vegan cream cheese.
Okay.
Original flavor, or whatever you want to call it. No extra bells and whistles.
Yeah, totally. So that concludes our segment of Dinner at the Dollhouse.
since this is our first episode, we thought there would be no better time to tell all of you, guys and gals, about how we became vegan. Everyone's story is so unique and personal, we thought it would be a great time to introduce how we became vegan. So I guess you can go first, Robin.
Oh, okay.
You're first on the list.
I guess I'm first. Okay, well, I was already a vegetarian before I was vegan, just because I think the idea of meat maybe grossed me out.
When did you become vegetarian?
So it was definitely when I was in high school. I started just giving up things one by one. Mm-hmm. So at some point, I think I learned about how they make hot dogs, which was like grinding up like parts. So that freaked me out, obviously.
Yeah,
and
hot
so
dogs
are
okay,
no more hot dogs.
Bottom of the barrel meat.
Yeah,
like I can't believe people like regular ballpark whatever. Like you go to you go to Walmart and you buy hot dogs. I can't believe people feed those to their kids, even if you're eating meat. Like hot dogs.
Yeah,
do not give those to your children.
And they have like nitrates in them and stuff, right?
There are buttholes in hot dogs, people, and you're giving them to your kids. You know, whatever. Really a steak gross. And a butthole is no difference to me. It's just another different part of the animal. But still, it's gross.
No, the idea of it is definitely gross. So the idea of that was enough to like make me not want to eat it. So hot dogs and bologna went at the same time.
Oh, bologna. Yeah, it's another one.
So I was like, okay, I'm not eating either of these two items. So that was like the first thing I gave up as a teen. And then I don't really remember the order of everything else. But I definitely gave up chicken one night after. Actually, this is a horrible story to tell people. I hope children aren't listening to this, but I was tripping on acid. I was at like a Denny's, some type of a Denny's place. I don't even know.
Where you would naturally do acid at a Denny's. You know, you walk into a Denny's and you say, oh, I just want to trip on acid in here. This is the perfect place.
The problem with acid is that it lasts like 8 hours or something. So you can't like not eat at any point during that 8 hour
You're going to
period.
interact with a Denny's.
You have to interact with some
within 8 hours. You're definitely going to run into a Denny's.
So like a Denny's or whatever the Florida version of Denny's is, Waffle House. I don't even know. Someplace.
Oh God! Don't even start with Florida.
The girl who I'm sitting across from orders a chicken sandwich, and when I looked at it, I swore that I saw it as a chicken with arms and legs.
Oh my God!
And then, so I couldn't ever eat chicken after that.
You just saw it as what it was.
Yes. Funny how acid does that to a person.
Oh my God, that's a chicken. You. Oh my God, that chicken's a chicken. I'm tripping out. Do you guys believe this? This chicken is a chicken. I can't believe my mind is blown.
Oh my God.
That came from a chicken. I can't believe it.
Okay. I do remember turkey was like the very last thing I gave up because it was not weird. And then at some point I told my mom that I wouldn't eat meat unless she cut it all into tiny pieces so I couldn't tell that it had ever been an animal.
Yeah.
So the only way I would eat meat at home when I was a teenager is when
as a
teenager I made my mom cut up my food as if I were a toddler, basically.
You do what you gotta do, right?
So I got to that point. I don't remember like how the rest of it went. I definitely remember the last thing I gave up or got weird about was eggs, because I would have to, the only way I would eat eggs is if I picked the umbilical cord off myself, because it grossed me out. So I would have to crack the egg in my hand and pick the pieces of blood or whatever were stuck to the yolk off and throw them away, and then I would scramble the eggs and eat them. So I wouldn't eat eggs out, but I would still eat cakes. But every once in a while, if I thought about it and I was eating a cake
as an ingredient or something,
I would think, oh, this could have the umbilical cord in it. Like, free, like, I was definitely, like, ready to be vegan for a long time.
So even if the egg isn't fertilized, it has
they all have an umbilical cord.
See, I didn't even know that.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting.
Because I kind of just went, like, whoop, I'm not eating eggs anymore. The idea of an egg being a part of the chicken's reproductive process, like, similar in ways to our, like, women's, never occurred to me until after I already stopped eating them. So luckily I didn't have to be like, this is a period. You know, it was already like, ew, that's a period. But I wasn't eating them at the time.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit, that shock was easier.
I didn't really have any vegan friends. Like, this was when, okay, so maybe this was right before I had started meeting vegan people. And so I didn't really know I didn't ever think about what an egg was. But somehow I figured it out that this was like an umbilical cord and did not want to eat it. Anyway.
Well, you're crazy. Why wouldn't you want to eat umbilical cord? Yum, yum, yum. That sounds delicious.
I feel like I remember people like joking with me like, oh, just fry all those umbilical cords up and I'll eat them, or something gross.
More for me. More
like
umbilical cords for me.
Yeah.
You know, how people say like, oh, you don't like meat? or you don't want to eat more for me. Oh, okay. Have all the milk cords you want. Here, have mine.
Okay, so anyway, so that was me as a vegetarian. Then I used to go to every Warped Tour from the very beginning. The very first one was in Concord. It was like only like $10 to get in or something. $10 for a t-shirt.
Those were the days.
Oh my God, no. They sold long sleeve shirts for $3 at the merch table at the first Warped Tour ever. That's insane. Anyway.
That dates you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Remember back at the first Warped Tour when I got a long sleeve t-shirt for $3?
Yeah.
So I still got change back from a nickel. That kind of thing.
Yes, thank you. I will never reveal my age on this podcast, but people will probably pick up enough clues to figure it out.
There's the first clue.
Start
writing them down.
It'll be like a fun puzzle, like a game.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I went to every Warped Tour. At some point, I was at a Warped Tour where I was at this booth that was PETA booth, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I was like, oh, I'm already vegetarian." They're like, "Oh, you should be vegan." I was like, "No, I like cheese." Of course, but
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
cheese,
I could never give up cheese.
And they were like, "Oh, I think you could probably live without it or whatever." And so I signed up on their little mailing list that they always have. And then by the time I got home, when I would go on Warped Tour, I'd go for like a whole week and go to like every Warped show that was in like
hardcore.
the state, basically. And so when I finally got home after that week, I had already gotten mail from Vegan Outreach because they're like on it. Because the girls who do the Warped Tour booth, they like send in the stuff every night. Mm-hmm. And so they had already like gotten the literature to my house by the time I got home from
So you got it from PETA or you got it from Vegan Outreach?
They send Vegan Outreach. PETA was sending Vegan Outreach stuff. Yeah.
Materials.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And so, and that was it. We just went vegan that day.
How many years ago was that?
Well,
how long have you been vegan?
Do we have to give more
You don't know what
clues?
age. You could have been 5 when you walked up to that booth.
I don't know my age then, but it was 15 years ago.
So you've been vegan for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky. I haven't even been vegetarian that long.
Well, you're lucky that you didn't have to go vegan when it was hard and there was nothing to eat.
That's true.
I ate nothing. I mean, I ate stuff. But it was just
I've talked
only.
to a lot of people, like Gene Bauer at like Farm Sanctuary, and it's like he's been vegan for they started Farm Sanctuary the year I was born. And I don't care. I'm turning 30 on January 27th, and I don't care who knows it. I'm proud. I don't care. Goodbye, 20s. You suck.
Great. Now no one's going to listen to our podcast.
Because the mystery is ruined for me. But don't worry. You hang around for Robin. You don't know how old she is. She could be on a walker right now. I don't know. But yeah, people that have been vegan for 10 plus years and I've noticed a difference even in the time that I've been vegan. A huge difference. So I can't imagine 15 years ago being vegan. Mm-hmm. That would be a challenge. For sure. Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to hear your story.
Have you ever heard my story before?
I don't know.
I've heard your Warped Tour story, but... So I grew up in Northeast Ohio, outside of Cleveland, so you can probably imagine that vegetarianism, animal rights, forget about veganism, but even those other two are not something that you encountered ever. You know what I mean? Like, you ate junk... I grew up on junk food, fast food, I ate Spam.
Ew. Okay?
That's the kind of, culture that the Midwest Ohio has, and that's just how things are. That's just how you eat. You know what I mean? So I always loved animals. I'm doing air quotes, right? I loved animals, which means I loved cats and dogs and cute animals. I was still eating pigs, chickens, cows, all that, the regular stuff. I left for college. I left Ohio. I went to college, and then I moved to Florida when I was 20. And for some reason, maybe subconsciously, I saw something that stuck with me. I don't know what it was, but it started to get a nagging feeling about eating meat. Mm-hmm. I knew it wasn't right, and it never had occurred to me before. I could never eat like a steak. Like, you couldn't put a slab of steak on a table, and I wouldn't eat it. It's too much. It'd have to be an ingredient, like in a sandwich or in a pasta. Mm-hmm. That's how I would eat meat. But dairy was forget about it. It's consumed it insane amounts, as you do in Ohio. And I just started getting a nagging feeling that I didn't want to do this anymore. And on March 8th, 8 years ago, whatever year that was, I was sitting in front of the TV in my apartment eating So in Ohio, there's a few of them left. We had a restaurant called White Castle,
Oh yeah, they have
and it
those in
had the
Florida.
tiny little miniature hamburgers, and I used to love them when I was a kid, because look at their miniature hamburgers.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I mean?
cute.
Enough said. So
Mini everything is cute.
yeah, I mean it's mini, whatever, and they used to come in little cardboard little containers, and they were so cute. So they kind of outsourced their burgers, like they did a whole frozen food line of their burgers. So they were in stores all over the country. I think they were in Florida, so I was eating those. Like, you put them in the microwave or whatever. So I was eating those, and I literally just was like halfway through one of them and just said, no more. I stopped, put it down, threw it in the trash, went through my refrigerator, like just walked over the refrigerator, threw away all the meat, and that was it. And that was 8 years ago. It was like literally March 8th.
What were you thinking about in that moment?
I don't know. I was just watching TV, and it just was like, I can't. I was in the middle of a bite, and I was like, I can't do this more. I like spit it out and threw it in the trash.
Strange.
Like, I don't know. That's how I make decisions. I just make a decision in a moment, and I stick with it. And it's the same thing that happened, like with kind of being vegan. So for 5 years, I was vegetarian, and unknowingly, I was kind of taking out animal products. I stopped drinking milk immediately. And I kind of didn't realize this till I looked back that this was happening. I would still eat or consume milk as an ingredient in baked goods or whatever, food, mashed potatoes, whatever you put milk in. And then I gave up eggs. I just stopped eating them. I just didn't really think about it. Like subconsciously, I think I was moving that way, but in my mind, I didn't know that. Like consciously, I didn't realize. And no one loved over medium or whatever it is. I don't even remember what the name of it was now. Eggs more than me. I loved eggs. I ate eggs throughout my childhood.
Did you ever used to make fried egg sandwiches?
I don't know. Maybe a couple times. But I just loved them. I would sing that song, I love eggs, from my head down to my legs. Like I was getting them put in front of me. I would sing that song. That's how crazy I was about eggs. And then one day I was just like, I'm not eating eggs anymore, and I never missed them again. Just didn't care about them anymore. So got married, was vegetarian still, and then my husband was vegetarian, and we were sat down. I guess at that point we were kind of like talking about it. We were talking about veganism. I'm not really talking about making the switch, really. And we sat down and watched Forks Over Knives. And I remember we turned it off at the end, and I got up off the couch and walked in front of the TV and said, oh, that's it. We're vegan. And he was like, yeah, we're vegan. And that was it.
So that movie's not that old.
No, because I've only been vegan for, coming on to 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And it went on to Netflix. We watched it on Netflix. Yeah, so I was I'm still, I've been vegetarian for 8 years and I've been vegan for, going on 4. So.
And so you guys both got the exact same impression from the movie. You were like on the same page. The second you turned it off, you were both like, we cannot do this.
And I did it on my 5-year anniversary of being vegetarian.
Nice.
It was like, it just all aligned that way. And we just gave away all of our dairy stuff to whoever, whatever, and we just stopped buying it. And the rest is history, I guess.
Yay. Okay, so that is our first episode. I hope that we end up posting it so that people can listen to it, and we want feedback. I don't actually know where this is going to be posted yet, but wherever
if you're listening to it, it's somewhere.
Yeah,
it's somewhere out there.
Wherever you found it, if there's a way to leave feedback, that would be super awesome. Because if no one listens to it, we might not continue it. So we need some positive reinforcement if we're going to keep going. And when we come back for our second episode, possible second episode, we're hoping to interview someone, maybe?
Yeah, I think interviews would be good if we can get some people committed. Yeah, that'd be good.
So hopefully that'll be our next step. And maybe if you want to find us online.
Yeah, you can find me, my public stuff is on Instagram at The Vegan Adventure and at Twitter at The Veg Adventure, because Twitter doesn't let you have that many characters, so I had to put veg instead of vegan.
So are you saying adventurer or adventurer?
Adventurer.
Okay.
Adventurer. Yeah, so, and then my website's theveganadventure.com, so you can go there too. That basically is just... when I travel around, I just kind of catalog all the vegan options so people don't have to do extensive hours of research I do it for you, so you can check it out.
Can you do Japan for me in the next month, please?
Well, I'd have to go there first. That's kind of the issue. I have to travel there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was really hoping I could delegate that task to you.
No, but you can be my Japan correspondent if you wish.
Okay. I don't know.
That way you can help somebody else out that's going to Japan.
I might need you to give me some like guidelines of what's involved before I decide if I can accept such an important position.
Well, we can go over the terms and conditions and hopefully you'll read it.
Okay. Oh, unlike what I did when I signed up for Vimeo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so where can we find you online?
I'm Vegan Dollhouse everywhere.
Everywhere?
Not on Facebook.
Are you on MySpace? Are you Vegan Dollhouse on MySpace?
Does MySpace still exist?
I don't know. Last time I checked it did, but
I think my MySpace name used to be DJ Purplelicious.
Are you on... So you're Vegan Dollhouse on...
Instagram.
Friendster?
That is not even a thing anymore.
Is it like not exist anymore?
I don't know. I'm just assuming that these
you
things
said
don't
everywhere.
exist.
You said everywhere. So I'm just clearing it up. Okay.
I am kind of curious though if all of that stuff is still active or if
I don't know.
all of those websites
I feel like Justin
have gone
Timberlake
away.
bought into MySpace was probably a bad investment for him. And then Tom,
Dummy.
Tom from MySpace just
yeah.
ran off into the sunset with all of his money and he just like travels the world taking pictures. Now he does photography, and he's like,
nice.
"Suckers, I took all your money, and
sounds
you
like
got
a
stuck with
lovely
MySpace." Okay, so you're not everywhere, but you're several places.
So the places that you can find Vegan Dollhouse is at vegandollhouse.com, at Vegan Dollhouse on Twitter, on Instagram, and I guess Periscope now, although I haven't been really posting much vegan stuff on there lately, but
keep an eye out.
keep an eye out. And then I think that's the only places I am, actually.
Okay.
I feel like it's a lot to keep up with, but it's
It
really
is.
only 4 places.
And I'm also on the Vegan Adventures, also on Facebook. Just the page, just like the whatever organization page.
Do I need a Vegan Dollhouse Facebook page?
I just did it to kind of share like the news and like kind of like what I do like on here, like talk about vegan like or animal rights issues. I just basically repost my blog posts on there, and then also like articles I find interesting about what's happening. Okay. So if you don't really want to spend the time looking for news, that's probably a good. That and the Twitter is usually what I use it for.
Maybe I can find an intern to do my Facebook page for me.
Yeah, if you're bored and you don't have anything to do, you know who to contact. She'll give you some work.
Yeah, so if the tater tots that we talked about earlier seemed interesting, then you can find that recipe on vegandollhouse.com.
Okay, great. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Dolls and Donuts.